welcome to the best fucking podcast in the world. I'm JD. Unfortunately, Lloyd can't be with us here today, but we've got David here.
Hi.
In his place. And you are?
I'm TAC Reviews.
TAC Reviews. So if you haven't seen TAC Reviews, you cover everything from outdoor gear to mostly knives, pretty much.
Currently, I have a knife fetish. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I've been told there's nothing wrong with that. But originally, I actually wanted this channel to be more focused on the outdoor type style, like encouraging people to head out. Because I'm one of the average Asians where, I stay at the comfort of my own home. But I always have this urge to kind of get out, do more hiking, camping.
Right.
And all my buddies, pretty much just stays home, watch TV, or go to karaoke's and stuff. And I can never really find individuals to come with me. And another problem is that I never knew where to go.
Right.
So I did a lot of research into it, and I just thought it's nice because maybe I can perhaps encourage other people to do the same what I did. Because just recently I started to do more hiking out, and I started with easy trails, and hopefully slowly I can go into more towards backpacking.
Yeah, because you've already done a video this year of going out hiking. You went to Troll Falls, which is a fairly average hike that pretty much anybody can do. You can do it in a day and kind of thing. But it's got nice scenery and all that kind of stuff, and you filmed that, and it was really cool because it was the first time I think I'd ever seen two angles, simultaneously.
That kind of came out last minute. I actually bought up my regular vlog cam, and I didn't really end up using it because I was playing around with my phone, and I noticed that there's a function that there's two dual screens. I'm like, let's try it out. Let's kind of film it. But I found that the image quality wasn't all that nice. It's too jittery. Right. And maybe I need to put a gimbal on it. I've been shopping around for some gimbals for cell phones. Right. They're not cheap. So.
No, they're not cheap at all. Equipment is never cheap. That's the thing when you do any kind of production thing, I think, is that a lot of times you can get stuck on gear because gear, when you start adding microphones and cameras and lights and all sorts of stuff, you can get a little bit out of control from time to time.
I've been there with photography, and that's the last trap I want to get back into, right?
Oh, so you're a photographer as well?
I used to be for about 2 years. Right. It kind of died off. I ran on a roll. I had quite a few weddings and all. But because of my daytime job, something had to give.
Right.
And
so you did mostly wedding photography, is that?
Mostly. Yeah. I enjoyed doing wedding photography, but like I said, because of the schedule conflicts, the past few years, I kind of slowed down. And I always had this urge of creating. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's just a photo or anything. That's another reason why I got into YouTube videos. Yeah. Because I've been in a grunt for about 6 months, and I just sat there. I'm like, I need to do something. Yeah. It's just that it's like an urge. It's like an it's like an itch.
I can totally relate. I do photography as well. Obviously, I do concert photography, not wedding photography, as most people know. Concert photography is a little more random of a schedule, where wedding photography tends to be, and especially if you've got a day job, you are going to be working 5 days a week probably, and then you're giving up your entire weekend to photograph somebody else's wedding. And the thing I always find with weddings is that they're hugely stressful on people. So I imagine being a photographer in that, and I've never done any wedding photography whatsoever.
It takes a lot of people skills, that's for sure.
It takes some people skills, and I imagine it is very stressful as well, because I always watch shows like those Monster Bride things where brides are just freaking out. I can't imagine trying to work with that in that moment.
Usually I tend to just try to joke around and kind of relax the situation, It is stressful at times, but you just got to do your job. You just got to get that shot with weddings. I did nightclub photography prior to that, and I pretty much enjoyed it. Yeah. So I did quite a few photography stuff before I went into YouTube, but see where things go from here.
Right. So you've got the outdoor aspect of it, and then you're doing basically knife reviews as well, right?
Yeah, knife reviews. I don't know how long that's going to last. My wife has been bugging me. Oh, how many more knives are you going to buy? So, and lately it's just more of a budget friendly. I tend to pick the unique blades that's affordable for the average user. Right. Not everybody wants to spend $300-400 on a fancy blade. Some of these can run upward to $600. Right. That's why, for me, it's more of a price to what you're getting. I can't really say good deals at times, but hopefully I can review them and the viewer can make the choice of purchasing or not. I mean, some of these blades are great. Some of these budget blades, the only downside to it is the steels that they provide. But even with those steels, you can't really condemn them because they have their positive sides.
Yeah.
So if you're new to the knife community and if you want a knife that's easier to sharpen, maybe a mid-range to a lower end steel will be your thing. And if you're quite experienced and you're a knife enthusiast and you want the best of the best, then maybe that $600 blade, one blade that does it all, and you can have it last forever. Maybe that, something like that along the lines of that type of fancy blades. Maybe it's you'll have to be really.
So you focus more on, even within blades, like, I mean, there's such a wide variety of blades. Are you focused more on stuff that is suitable for outdoorsy, or are you looking to go towards sort of a lot of guys will buy things because, they'll have a beautiful handle or beautiful carvings or all that kind of stuff? Or are you looking strictly as a practical camping / outdoorsman kind of perspective?
It's more of an everyday carry type deal. I do focus a little bit on camping blades, but at current time, it's more EDCs.
Right.
Something that you're going to carry, that you're not going to be afraid of using it.
Yeah.
You're not going to carry a $600 blade and beat it and drive it like an everyday driver.
Right.
It doesn't make sense that you're bringing, driving a Ferrari every day. Yeah. But it's something nice to, kind of show people.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, lots of knife guys just collect, really is what it is. It comes down to a collection. I have a friend who lives in Arizona. He has hundreds of knives.
Yeah.
And it's more of a collection thing for him. He does have what I would call a handful of daily drivers, but he's always got a knife. It's just, and he'll pick from, his favorites of the time, but the vast majority of it is collecting and, sort of the building. And he's actually gotten into the manufacturing side of things at this juncture as well. So, because
for me, what started the knife part is I was actually looking for a knife for work.
Right.
And I did a lot of research into it, and it just blew my mind. How much details, like different type of metals, different styles of blades, and it just kind of blew me, and it just kind of turned on the light. I'm like, hey, I'm pretty interested in this kind of stuff, and might as well do a review on it, because I wanted a blade that I can use daily at work. Yeah. But I do not cut a whole lot of abrasives.
Right.
So at the end, I settled with a Gerber, which I kind of got disappointed. But ever since then,
yep, just keep on going. That's a typical interruption here.
All right. So ever since then, I've been looking at budget blades. Hopefully, I can help. Hopefully, I can help my viewers to kind of decide what type of blade fits them. Right. So, but currently, it's more of a budget blade because I only have so much budget I can free up every month. Hopefully, later on, I can get to more and more fancy blades.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that it's something that you're interested in. I mean, obviously, you're going to make the best videos when it's something that you're obviously passionate about, and obviously have a passion for knives there. I mean, you've been doing YouTube for how long now?
I was surprised. Right after our online conversation, I actually sat back and thought about it, and I'm like, wow, I've only been on YouTube for a month or so.
A month.
And I'm like, wow, I'm actually doing pretty good, because I was in kind of like a rut, a YouTube rut, if you can call it, where I'm not getting a whole lot of views. And, I had to really kick myself just to put out a video consistently. Yeah. And once I looked back after our Facebook conversation, I'm like, wow, I'm actually doing not too bad on YouTube.
Yeah, you're doing actually really well for the amount of time that you've been on. A lot of guys struggle to get that 100. It took us forever to get to even 100
It's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I originally thought it would be. Yeah. Because if I'm not making videos, if I'm not posting, I'm consistently on Gmail Google Plus, and I'm on different Facebook groups, and I'm on different forums trying to push my videos. It's a lot.
Well, and not only that, in something that what you're doing, like, I mean, it's one thing, like for us, we just sit down and talk every week. I mean, it's not anything different than we normally do, but for knives, you're obviously going and researching and finding out what's what, and that takes a huge amount of time as well.
Exactly, because I'll be shopping for knives like unique, affordable right now. I'm trying to keep it at that range, but it's quite a lot more work. I mean, it's more than just producing the video and launching it. It's like you said, product research. That's one thing, and you have to really promote, especially within that 48 hours when you're launching that video. You gotta push it, and hope. Cross your fingers, it hit the algorithm in a nice way, and it starts taking off. But I have some videos that just went.
Well, I mean,
but
I think everybody has that.
Yeah,
I think we have hundreds of videos like that on this channel. But
and I find that once I swear off the knife reviews, because I originally wanted this to be more of an outdoor type channel,
right?
But it's every time I kind of swear off my knife reviews, my views go down. So I need to find a nice balance in between outdoors and knife reviews. That's because even after the hiking video, I thought it was great. Like you thought it was great, but then it didn't really do too well, and actually start losing subscribers right after that.
Which is crazy. I mean, it just goes to show you. I mean, I look at a channel as a different thing. I mean, some people are here on Mondays for the podcast. Some people are here. If it's not Monday, it's not the podcast. It's pretty much what it is. And there's no rhyme or reason for the rest of the stuff. It's just kind of what comes out of my primitive ape-like mind at the moment. But, I look as a channel. Like if you go watch a television set and you turn it on at channel 12 at 8 a.m, it'll be a certain content. At 8 o'clock at night, it'll be completely different content, and it may appeal to you or not. But as long as you're coming back for that certain thing. So I mean, it's a bit fickle sometimes. YouTube, I think, in the sense that everybody expects, like, well, if you do one camera thing, that you are a camera channel, or if you do that. I like diversity, and I mean, people aren't one-dimensional. That's the thing, is you're not a one-dimensional person. It's knives, it's hiking, it's other things, and I think people get attracted to the person after a while, but it takes a while to build that rapport with your audience.
I think it's partly my fault, because I've been pushing so much of my knife reviews on a lot of forums and groups, is that a lot of people mistaken, this guy does knife reviews. But they what they don't know is that there's also an outdoor part to it.
Right.
And that's when I start losing subscribers, because when they subscribe to a knife channel, thinking it is a knife channel.
So you're probably losing the hardcore guy that every video he expects it to be a knife, and he expects probably a certain level of knife too, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's some people you'll lose if your knife is less than $50 or less than $100, or if you're not like all elite knives, you're it's
and that's not something like I said in one of my videos. If you're a knife lover, learn to love all knives, because they have their advantages, they have their disadvantages, right?
Well, and you had another video too where you talk about knife snobs. So I mean, it plays into that as well. I mean, you probably experienced a little bit of that.
I did experience quite a few, and it's just that for me, I don't take it personally. Everybody is entitled to their opinions, and if fancy metal is your thing, great. If expensive blades is your thing, great. But for me, I just can't justify buying that expensive of a blade when I'm not a collector, or I'm not cutting carpet every day. It's just an Apple knife or just the oddball camp knife. I really don't need something that expensive yet. I may purchase something more fancy later on, when the budget allows me to. I do have a couple of knives that I would like to get and review, but that's probably later on. I still need to focus on my outdoor part of the channel first.
Right.
I do have a couple of camp trips kind of sort of planned, and it's going to be mass recording. Don't know how my friend's going to take it, but I got to do what I got to do. Right?
Always a wild card, right? When you've got other people that might not necessarily be on camera. But I was going to say, I know that somewhere along the lines, we do have a plan. Lloyd and I don't know how much of the channel you watch, but I mean, Sasquatch is obviously a topic of discussion here frequently. I don't necessarily believe in Sasquatch. Lloyd, 100% behind it.
I'm pretty open-minded with that kind of stuff. Alien, Sasquatch.
So, I mean, at some point we're going to go hunt. So, you're more than welcome to come along with that if you want to venture out with us and go into the woods. And probably, Lloyd will get lost. I won't necessarily, but spent enough time back there. Lloyd will be out there in his Nike trainers, and what he wears every day. I'll be a little different, but you're more welcome to come along for that.
Yeah, definitely. So,
best place for people to find you if they're looking to check out your channel, check out your hikes, check out your knife reviews, all that kind of stuff is?
It will be my YouTube channel, TAC Reviews. I just started the Facebook page, which will kind of has a little button that sends you there directly, makes it a little bit easier. Gmail Plus, my Gmail Plus, usually it's just pretty much a relapse of what I'm having on my YouTube. So don't sign up for everything, because you're going to get notifications everywhere.
Best place is obviously YouTube. So we'll have all those links below So make sure to check those out. Check David out. Check his channel out. Check out some of his knife reviews. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, any day.
I'm JD.
I'm David at TAC Reviews.
All right. Check him out. See ya.
Have a good one.